invisible specter in the sky, the ultimate achievement of a superpower's military technology. For more than a decade, the SU-57, known as Felon, was the symbol of Russia's return to the global arms race. The media spoke of almost supernatural capabilities, true stealth, extraordinary maneuverability, and full integration into a network-centric battlefield. But then the war in Ukraine began. Where this invisible hunter was expected to dominate the skies, it was practically absent. A conflict that was supposed to be the fighter's ultimate proving ground instead became the greatest question mark surrounding it. Now, on the eve of 2026, after years of delays, unprecedented sanctions, and a grinding war of attrition, we must ask, what is the real story of the SU-57? Today, we go beyond marketing claims and glossy promotional clips. Based on verifiable data, satellite imagery, and field analysis, we examine how many of these mysterious fighters Russia actually possesses and what future this limited fleet holds for Moscow's air power. The Su-57 Enigma, Beyond the Hype. The design philosophy of the Su-57 was to create a true fifth-generation multi-role fighter, an aircraft that could simultaneously serve as the poster child of air superiority and a Swiss Army knife for precision strikes against land and maritime targets. However, from its very first flight in 2010, the program struggled with deep technical challenges. A fatal crash in 2019 undermined confidence in the aircraft. Experts consistently questioned the extent of its actual stealth given the engine inlet design and the nature of its radar-absorbent coatings. The war in Ukraine turned these doubts into near certainty. Contrary to early claims, the Su-57 never entered Ukrainian airspace. Its role was reduced to launching a limited number of cruise missiles from safe distances behind friendly lines. This raised a fundamental question. Was the Su-57 ever truly designed for real combat in environments with advanced air defenses, or is it merely a flashy propaganda tool? The stark contrast between promises and performance sets the stage for a ruthless reality check. Production troubles, the rocky road to 2026. To understand the numbers, we must look at the production line. The Komsomolsk-on-Amur aircraft plant is the scene of an industrial battle. Su-57 production has always progressed at a glacial pace, but after February 2022, this rocky road turned into a full obstacle course. Sanctions, an attack on the lifeline. Western sanctions struck directly at the brain and nervous system of production. Access to advanced microchips, high-precision navigation systems, sensitive sensors, and even specific composite materials was effectively cut off. Russia has been forced to substitute domestic or smuggled components, often of lower quality and questionable reliability. War priorities. The law of survival. Russia's military economy is operating in wartime mode. Budgets, engineers, and production lines are redirected toward urgent, high-volume needs. Thousands of expendable drones, repair of damaged tanks, and the manufacture of cruise missiles. In this environment, the complex and low-volume production of a fifth-generation fighter has been sidelined. The engine dilemma, an unfinished heart. The largest technical obstacle remains the dedicated fifth-generation engine, Izdali-30. All Su-57s delivered to date are equipped with the older AL-41F1 engines, originally designed for the Su-35. This means one of the most critical components of a true fifth-generation fighter, an engine optimized for stealth and supercruise, still does not truly exist in operational form. When these factors are combined, the picture becomes clear. Independent estimates from sources such as Reuters and military analysis centers indicate that by the end of 2023, only around 22 to 26 airframes, including prototypes and pre-production units, had been built. At the current production rate of no more than 2 to 4 aircraft per year, under the most optimistic assumptions, total deliveries by the end of 2025 will not exceed 30 to 35 aircraft, and that figure reflects delivered, not operational. Counting the fleet, a strategic stockpile. So let us count carefully. We rely on satellite imagery from key bases such as Akhtubinsk and Zyomgy. Fleet breakdown. Not all SU-57s are equal. At least 10 of the earliest aircraft are non-combat test prototypes. Another 6 to 8 are pre-series aircraft with incomplete capabilities. As a result, from the total of 30 to 35 airframes, the true operational core is likely limited to just 12 to 18 serial production fighters. Damage and losses, a blow to prestige. In June 2024, a bold Ukrainian drone strike on Akhtubinsk Air Base, hundreds of kilometers inside Russia, damaged at least one Su-57. This incident revealed two harsh realities. First, the vulnerability of even the most secure bases. Second, the extraordinary strategic value of each individual aircraft. Losing even one equates to eliminating roughly 5 to 8% of the entire operational fleet. Deployment pattern, concealment through fear. These fighters are largely stationed deep within Russian territory. There is no evidence of permanent deployment at forward bases such as Sevastopol in Crimea. This pattern strongly suggests that Russia is deeply concerned about the risk of losing these rare and symbolic assets. Claims of combat experience in Ukraine at best amount to flights within friendly airspace and missile launches against pre-identified targets. Deployment outlook, operational capability on the battlefield. With such a small and vulnerable fleet, what role can the Su-57 realistically play in 2026? Likely scenarios. Do not expect miracles. Its primary role will remain long-range strike missions using advanced cruise missiles such as the Kh-69. A secondary but potentially important role may act as an information node or formation leader, guiding older fighters like the Su-35 to launch their weapons from standoff distances. Using the Su-57 to penetrate defended Ukrainian airspace or engage in dogfights would carry catastrophic risk and is therefore highly unlikely. Pilot and support constraints. Training a seasoned fifth-generation fighter pilot takes at least 5 to 7 years. The war in Ukraine has inflicted heavy losses among experienced pilots and disrupted the training pipeline. Maintenance infrastructure, specialized hangars, diagnostic systems, and logistics is limited and centralized, incapable of supporting a large fleet. Impact of the ongoing war. The war continues to drain resources. The bulk of funding is spent on procuring and repairing inexpensive drones, not on fueling and flying Su-57s. As long as the conflict persists, this program will remain deprived of resources, resulting in operational stagnation. The real strategic impact of the Su-57. Final assessment. So we return to the central question: what is the final number? At the beginning of 2026, Russia likely possesses between 10 and 15 fully operational Su-57s capable of high-end combat missions. That is a small air detachment, not a fleet. The strategic implications are profound. A propaganda tool, not a war-winning force. Today, the Su-57 is more useful for boosting domestic morale and appearing at air shows than for altering the balance of power in Ukraine. Its value is psychological and symbolic. Failure to change the game. The aircraft has not restored Russian air superiority over Ukraine, nor posed a serious threat to NATO. Its role remains marginal and replaceable. An uncertain, conditional future. The future of the Su-57 hinges on two factors: successful full localization of key component production under sanctions, and completion and mass production of the Izdelia-30 engine. Both are long-term, high-risk endeavors. Ultimately, the story of the Su-57 is a metaphor for modern Russia itself. Ambitious and theatrical, yet trapped by deep technological and economic constraints. The aircraft flies, but it will never reach the altitude of its original dreams. What do you think? Can the Su-57 overcome these challenges and become a serious threat? Or will it remain a permanent symbol of the gap between claims and reality in modern militarism? Share your analysis in the comments section. If you found this data-driven analytical video useful, please support us by liking the video and subscribing to the channel. This helps us produce deeper, independent content. For more videos on global military and strategic developments, be sure to enable notifications. Thank you sincerely for watching until the end. Until next time, goodbye.